In 2016, they made a biopic of Nina Simone's life where they cast Zoe Saldana as Nina Simone. This casting choice led to a now famous controversy, but before the public had solidified their opinion around this choice, it came up organically as a topic of conversation in my friend group. Now, this friend group was about 10 people, men, women, black, white, and leading the discussion was a black woman who was arguing that this was unacceptable. And to my surprise, not everyone agreed with her. The counter arguments were things like they should hire the most talented and the most qualified actor, not just someone who looks like Nina Simone. They want to make money, so they're going to hire a mega superstar. And some arguments that were just basically saying she was reading too much into it, and other variations of it's not that deep. So she went on to give her own experiences of being a dark-skinned black woman. She talked about colorism, not only in the black community, but in the United States of America, what it meant to be white passing. She talked about the paper bag test. I mean, she gave us a history lesson. But the people on the other side of the argument still weren't coming around. Confused and frustrated, I decided to chime in, cautiously. I said, I'm a huge Nina Simone fan, and if you all read her lyrics or listened to her music or any of her interviews that she gave during the civil rights era, you would know that she too feels the same way that this girl does. And I don't think Nina herself would appreciate a light-skinned woman playing her in her biopic. And in yet another surprising twist, the people that didn't agree all of a sudden were saying, oh, okay, I get it now, I see what you mean. Without missing a beat, that black woman called them out. She was like, oh, when I say it, y'all want to argue, but when the white girl says it, y'all all of a sudden agree. This is one of the paradoxes of allyship, where we know historically it's true that it usually takes people within the majority group or the oppressor group to hold people in their own group accountable in order to make some kind of change. But even when it works, even when it's successful, it doesn't feel like progress because it's kind of proving the point and not getting down to the root cause of the problem. Was I happy that they eventually changed their opinion and probably learned something that day? Yeah. Did it feel wrong that she was vulnerable enough to give her own personal experience and then went on to do the labor of giving us an education on top of it? And I tack on 2 sentences at the very end and somehow get the credit? Yeah.
Often in casting choices for black roles, not much care is taken into detail in description of the character in question. More so often when it comes to the portrayal of black women throughout Hollywood history. For decades, the skin tone of a black person gave an undertone for the traits that said character would possess. Inevitably, for leading roles, darker-skinned women have rarely been the ideal, and often it will go to a woman who is lighter. In the case that those in power can help it, directors would cast a biracial woman but present her as black, in a way setting the standard for what in Hollywood is acceptable visage of black women on the screen, low-key stating that said black woman has to be considered attractive to the majority or have a hint of caucasity in their genes. We've often seen this with fictional black heroines who are traditionally darker skinned as well, like Storm, twice portrayed on this big screen by biracial actresses, Halle Berry and Alexandra Shipp. Also on the CW, Vixen, another traditionally dark brown heroine being portrayed by biracial actress Macy Richardson Sellers.